Hello everyone, good to have you again. Just a quick overview of the complete setup guide. This guide is going to be showing you how to set up your entire funnel from the snapshot connections to running a campaign and actually to making sure that your campaign is published and the triggers are active before you even launch. All right, so here I'm going to show you um, these are called snapshots. Okay, and here we have like a lot of them for different niches, and we also have these ones that we own and these ones that we imported as well. And pretty much we just load it up into the particular area that you want to work. I'll just show you an example. So if I want to load up one, and give me 1 second here. I want to add it to an account. I can put the name, email, business information here, and I can save it. But this one I'm not going to save. I'm just going to go back. Just give me 1 second. This one I'm just going to go back here. Say, all right, just give me a sec. Say you load up one of the snapshots. You know, a snapshot is a complete template with pre-written forms, campaigns, and funnels. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, if we did load one of those, say in this account, you'll see the campaigns that it has in connections with. So these are the campaigns. I just put them in separate folders. And also the funnels, I want to show you them right here. So each funnel is in a connection with a campaign. And that's pretty much how we have it. This is how we build it actually. And then we also have here the forms that are in each of the funnels. I have a pretty good amount of forms, but I'm just showing you them based on the complete guide that I'm walking you through. So here you can always come here for help and for support, live chat. You can always reach out to me, and I'll definitely connect if you need any kind of support, any kind of help. And let me just show you a little bit more about the trigger connections in connection with the funnels, forms, and the campaign. So here, as we did talk about in the previous lessons, triggers, they determine what happens into the campaign. Pretty much work just like trigger Zapier. And I'll just show you an example here. For example, say I have these two triggers. I can name it how I want it, and I can click on it. And if I say, you know what, if someone come inside this campaign, I want to put them into this opportunity, and I also want to make this one the lead in. So they'll be the first lead in. And I also want to tag this person as respond. So if somebody did come inside this funnel, they will come inside this opportunity. If they respond or they reply to this funnel, they'll come inside this opportunity, and then we'll just tag them. I'm also, you don't have to notify persons about this one, but I usually want to notify. Say I want to do a notification by like a send a text message, notification to myself, and I'll put a new lead, a new seller, lead John, and I'll just make sure the name is here, like custom contact, like a contact first name. So pull the name in, John, just respond to or campaign. Check the pipeline stage. And pipeline stage. This lead. Something like that. You can just have that to notify yourself so that you're not missing anything. And you can always set it active and save and make sure that it is active. And we'll just go over here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So that's just one area. And this is just, if say for example, there's a form that we have and they'll fill out the form, we'll do the same thing. Lead in this opportunity, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then they come into this stage in the opportunity pipeline. And once you come into that stage, you want to make sure that we tag them, lead in. And we do the same thing to notify yourself. Okay. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm just saying you can always do that because it's very important. So you keep up on that opportunity that just come in. All right. So let's move on to showing you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. I show you the forms. Let me just show you the campaign itself that I'm actually looking at for that form. Say we're looking at the campaign. So this is a couple more We Buy Houses campaign. And we want to make sure that, just give me a couple of seconds, the custom values matches. So if somebody came in who said you just took the first step in selling your house, just pull in the person's name. So we're greeting the person and it's personal. Are you available for a quick call? And you want to make sure that your name is in the custom value area, like your first name and last name, because you're the user. And always try and test it first before trying to launch. And it's always good to make sure that the time frame is the time frame that you want to operate, and the days is the days that you want to operate. For example, if you don't want these campaigns to go out on a Sunday or a Saturday, you can take it off. If you know that you finish by 5 o'clock and you want the campaigns to run by say 10 a.m., 5 p.m., you can do that. You just press save. And also, because this is an email, you want to do a from address to test it and a to address to test it. So you put a from and then to, and you just send it to yourself so that you know it look officially how you want it to be. Okay, once you save that, I'm just going to show you here. It's the same. So that's the email, and this is a text message. We're just trying to make it simple sometimes and not too much. This, because I did send them an email, they did not respond. I sent them a text message, and you can change it up. You can put any kind of creative ways how you want to respond to them. You can always change these to how you want it to be and just save. And then here we have the call. So it's pretty much email right away, text message 2 minutes later, then like a 10 minutes, a call. Then I don't want to bug them too much, so I kind of leave the other sequence for the next day. But this one here, you can always edit it a motivated seller lead on call. And I usually do this, press 1 to connect. And I can put a time frame that I want this to fire. I don't want it to fire outside of a time frame. I can do that too. Let's see here. So I don't want to call them on these times. I want to call them within this time frame. I can save that. Okay, so now I got that set up. Now you have to publish it before it become active. Okay, you have to remember that. You can always copy a campaign and put it in another funnel. Right here is a campaign configuration stage. It's good to configure the campaign from this stage too. If you don't want it to go at certain times, you want it to be within a time frame, especially when you're working, you can always set it like that. And always remember, if I put like the username, and if you want it to roll into another campaign after this campaign runs, then you can always set that too. And then you can always put the email address that you're sending it out from. And this is like a subject line. So whenever you send the email, they see this. I usually put like rates rising, buy sooner than later, or sell your house sooner. Sometimes it's acting up. Give me 1 second here. So if I said sell, it's free. Sell your house sooner to avoid extra cost. And then it's gonna when you send this email out, or any email from this campaign, they'll see these, but they'll see that. It's just taking a little time to load. Just give me a couple of seconds. As you can see right here, once you put it in, you save. You don't have to put a timeline unless it's maybe a webinar and there's a time frame for the webinar to start. Then you can put like a time frame right here. You can always tag people whenever they come into this campaign. You can always put the campaign value for each lead. So pretty much, if a lead cost is X, the value of that lead, if they become a lead, it's say $4,000 or $5,000. You can always put that. And you just save that. Once you save that, you should be good. It's always good to have the campaign published. As you can see, the other ones are in draft. Very important. And also the trigger. Make sure you have the trigger active. And once the trigger is active, it's very important. So form, say we have the form, we buy houses. Okay. And say I go to this funnel. I'm just going to show you a quick example. But before I do that, let me just show you something right here that I mentioned about custom values. And I did say the first name and last name. So if your first name of contact, or name of user, name of business. If you want a business name to be inside of the campaign, you can always edit it right here. Put like the name of the business. If I put like, say, Hugh Ads Dr. Marketing, then whenever I have this custom field, it will just print this in the area. That way you don't have to be going into the campaign and changing out stuff all the time. You just change this into the value of the name of the company, and it just changed. Same thing for the Twilio number or any phone number that you have editing. The Twilio number that you have, you just edit it right here. And it will show up inside the campaign. And I'll show you again right here what I'm talking about, okay? For example, I'm looking into this campaign, and just for example here, I'll use the text message for this one. For example here, I said John. John, it's a question. If you're, please call me back. Call me whenever you are available to talk more about selling your house. And then I'll put like the custom value that I'll put here is like, say I put my first name, and then underneath it, I'll put another custom value, which is the Twilio number. Remember I showed you the Twilio number from the custom value area, and then it will just print that in that space right here. Okay. And then anything you do, please always save and just double check what you do. You can always test yourself, like put your phone number right here and just send a test to yourself first before you run that campaign, because you'll actually see it in real time how it works. Okay. All right, sweet. So now we have that set up. We got the trigger connection. We know the form that we're using. The form that we're using is inside here. It's called We Buy Houses, this form. As you can see, this form is inside of the funnel, and I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, get a cash offer. Right, so we go in there. So this is the funnel. Putting it up, We Buy Houses, and I'm just doing an example here. Okay, this is just an example. Say I'm running this. Oops. And I put the address. Let me put, let's say I put my address, and let me see here. All right, so say I put, say 24 Main Street, and then I put that, and then I put my email. See, I put another email, which is Hi Life Living 31, and then I put a phone number that I have, 217-7167, and it's, now I have the form, which is a funnel. This is the funnel connected to the form, and I submit. Okay, so once I submit, I'm gonna get a notification, and then this is pretty much like a thank you page, it's saying, hey, your request has been submitted, we received your request, and we will be in contact with you shortly. And then we can have like the name of the person who's sending it, we're gonna connect with. And then here, I will just go inside the opportunities so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go to We Buy Houses area, and now you can see perfect example of me entering the form, putting my information, and now I become a lead, open. I didn't put a value on it, so it's not going to show it, but you have to do it manually once you convert that person into an opportunity. So from lead to prospect, and prospect um, into buying client. So let's turn that prospect into a paid opportunity. So as you can see here, if you communicate with a prospect and this seems like a good fit and they want to work with you, you put a 1 and then you just put a value on it. If it's not a good fit and you're saying, I don't want to work with that person, they just enter the form because they didn't really want to connect with us for any reason, you can put a loss and just update your file. But say you connect with them, everything seems good. I always recommend to make note of the conversation. And if there's anything that you need to set with your team, like a task, you can always assign a task to your team members. If you do connect with them and you want to set like a meeting connection, a meeting appointment, you can always do that at one of the booking links that you have within your area. These are the ones that I have. Okay. And you can always set it. So if it's a phone call, you can set a phone call. I usually put the name of the person as the appointment and just update. Okay. All right. So we got that here. Now in the pipeline area, you can always move them. So if you did communicate with that person, they did respond, you can put them over here. We can also set triggers so that this move automatically in the stages. And yeah, once you have a meeting call, you can set it so that it go here. And then once you have them on a contract, you can always move them here. And closing schedule, you can always do here, closed here. And then, for example, if it's a dead lead or inactive lead, you can always move them over here. So now you see you can always move them within the pipeline stage. Yes, and you can see here the tag that we have from the trigger. And I'll go back to the trigger so you can see what I'm talking about. When we enter the form, lead in, we want to tag them. Add a tag, you just pull that up, add a tag. You can always open another action. You can always do other stuff too. Okay. Tag, you can always add a note, assign to user. You can assign it to a team member so they know they pick up from where you were. And yeah, so this is just a quick guide through an entire campaign setup structure. And yeah, if this helped, let me know. Now you can also see here, where are you? Give me a second. If I did attach that connection to a campaign to fire, it would fire off like a sequence, like a text or email sequence, and you'll see right here. You'll also see how that lead got into the funnel, how it was created, the form that they did submit, page visit. You'll also see the date and timestamp of that too. So it would actually help you to see how things work. You can also send a text message from right here and an email as well as calling them directly from here. Okay. Within the same area, you can always set your appointments, set notes, set tasks, and be able to communicate with your team accordingly. All right. So I think that's it for right now based on the flow. I show you the forms, the triggers, pipeline stages, and it's a quick walkthrough of the expectations. Here you'll also see like appointments that you can actually have scheduled within the calendar. Reputation management. We can definitely send a request out to any kind of client that we work with in the past, and we want to see if we can get a review. Right here you can see all contacts, all contact communications with you, so you can actually know how to push them into different pipeline stages or campaign. And you can also see how they're associated with you um, for each connection that you make. All right, I think that's it for right now. And I did show you a few things in terms of the triggers, the connections, and the appointments, and also show you here the reports that we have for each connection. So if you're running a Facebook campaign, you can also see them here, pretty much how you're performing in the campaign. You can also see the attributes for revenue and call reporting. If you have a team and you want to see how they're performing, you can always check that. Agent, each person is seen as an agent once you're reaching out to prospects and communicating on the company's behalf. You also see the appointment reports. There you can actually see how to connect with, see the connections in terms of booking appointments, confirm persons that showed up, persons who did not show up, cancel appointments. You can always see it right here. Okay. All right. Again, if you do have any questions, let me know. More than willing to connect and give you a better rundown if it's too long and you didn't or you missed something, you need a little clarity. Don't be afraid to reach out. All right. All right. I think that's it for this one. Let's connect on the next one. You take care.